Good morning students. In this video you are going to learn about the unit 13 water lesson. So introduction about the water lesson. So on Tirukural says that நீரின்றி அமையாது உலகெனில் யார் யாருக்கும் வானின்றி அமையாது ஒழுக்கு. That means without water there is no life on earth. So just like other living organism, we also need water to survive. So we need water for many activities. So what are the activities? Cooking, washing, cleaning and irrigation. So water resources are getting depleted nowadays. Water resources are getting depleted nowadays because of the population and pollution. So the growing demands for increasing populations and lifestyle changes. So there is also a reduction in supply of water due to the pollution of water. Pollution of water source and climate change, which contribute to the rise the variability in rainfall. So we all depend on the water for our living. We all depend on water for our living, and so every individual is responsible for saving water. So in this lesson we will learn about the source and properties and uses of water, and also the water pollution, about water pollution and water treatment method. So next topic is composition. So composition of water. The 3/4 of our planet Earth is filled with water. So water exists in the three states or three physical states. What are the states? Solid, liquid and gas. So water on the surface on the earth is found mainly in ocean. So major amount present in ocean, 97.25%. So in polar ice caps and glaciers contain 2.05%. The remaining in lakes, rivers, aquifers and groundwater. Even our body is made up of water. It contains 65%, but it is not apparent. So water is a chemically stable compound. What is a chemically stable compound? So what is the chemical name of water? What is the formula? H2O. It contains 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. So dihydrogen monooxide. Di means 2, mono means 1. So dihydrogen monooxide is the chemical name of water. It can be broken up into, it can be split into hydrogen and oxygen when the electric current is passed through it. So this process of broke down the water molecules by passing electric current is known, the process is called electrolysis of water. So now we are going to describe about the electrolysis of water, demonstrate the electrolysis of water. So electrolysis of water can be easily demonstrated with the help of an experiment. So the experiment setup a glass beaker. The glass beaker, it contains 2 electrodes, 2 made up of carbon. One is anode, another one is cathode. Okay. So the setup, the glass beaker is fixed with the 2 carbon electrode is filled with the water up to 1/3 of its volume. The positive carbon electrode is called anode and a negative carbon electrode is called cathode. So 2 test tubes are placed on the electrode shown in the figure. The electrodes are connected through the battery and current is passed until the test tubes are filled with a particular gas. The test tubes are filled with electrical current is passed, the electrolysis takes place, the gases are splitted, present at the top of the test tube. So if the gas collected is tested using a burning splint, the gas present in the test tube you have to test with the burning splint. So we can notice that the gas in cathode side burn with the popping sound. So when the hydrogen gas is used in the flame, we have pop-up sound with the of the fire, stop the fire. Okay, but oxygen, it support the fire, so the gloriously the brightness will be increased during the burning. Okay, so gas in cathode side burn with the popping sound when the exiguous splint is brought near the mouth of test tube. So they off the splint, so the fire will be off because hydrogen is fire extinguishing. So exiguous splint is brought near the mouth of test tube. So this property is usually shown by hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas does not support for burning. That's why the flame is off with the pop-up sound. So it is confirmed that the gas inside the test tube is hydrogen. The burning splint placed near the anode side burns more brightly, confirm that it is oxygen gas. So experiment shows the water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. So the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is 2:1. It contains 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Hence, for every 2 volume of hydrogen is collected at cathode and 1 volume of oxygen collected at anode. So the equation is 2H2O. So totally in left hand side we have 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. After the electrolysis process we separated 2H2 plus O2. Exists as a gas. Then properties of water. The water was the first prepared in 1781 by English scientist Henry Cavendish. Water was the first prepared in 1781 by English scientist Henry Cavendish. He discovered the hydrogen gas when active metal reacted with sulfuric acid. So he discovered that hydrogen gas was when reacted with the active metal with the sulfuric acid. So zinc is reacted with the sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid formula H2SO4. Zinc symbol is Zn. Zinc is a metal. So here zinc combined with the SO4, they converted into zinc sulfate salt and it released hydrogen gas. Then this hydrogen gas reacted with the oxygen, they converted into water. So the hydrogen gas releases was highly inflammable and burned to form a colorless product called water. The hydrogen gas releases with highly inflammable and burned with oxygen, it converted into water. So water also produced by the reduction of metal oxide by hydrogen, burning of hydrogen in air. So burning of hydrocarbon in air, respiration of plant and animal also release the water. During the reduction of metal oxide by hydrogen or burning of hydrogen in air and the burning of hydrocarbon, these are the way produce the water. Metal oxide by hydrogen, burning of hydrogen in air, burning of hydrocarbon in air, and the respiration of plant and animal also release water. For example, glucose undergo the oxidation reaction. So what is the formula for glucose? C6H12O6. They react with the 6 moles of oxygen molecule, 6 into 12 oxygen atom. Okay. So they burned with glucose, they converted into carbon dioxide and water because it contains 6 oxygen, 6 carbon. So 6 carbon totally we have 6 into 12 oxygen, here 6, totally 18 oxygen. From the 18, 12 oxygen is separated. From the 18, 12 oxygen. So 6 oxygen, 6 carbon and 12 oxygen. So now 6 in front you have to put 6. So 6 carbon and 12 oxygen. So 6 multiplied with 2 means 12. So 6 CO2. You have to eliminate the 6 water molecule. Then remaining we have 12 hydrogen. So 6H2. 6 into 2, 12. So 6H2. So remaining totally we have 18 oxygen. So 12 oxygen already put in carbon dioxide. Remaining 6 oxygen we put in water. So 6H2O. So you get carbon dioxide 6 molecule and 6 molecule of water with the release energy. So is the Henry Cavendish is the British philosopher, scientist, chemist and physicist. Cavendish is noticed for his discovery of hydrogen. Hydrogen is an inflammable air. He mixed metal with strong acid and create hydrogen. Mixed a metal with acid. Already we saw that is example. Zinc react with sulfuric acid, we get hydrogen gas. So he created a carbon dioxide also, combining with the metal to form strong base. Then laboratory preparation of water. So the apparatus used for preparation of water in the laboratory shows in the figure in 13.2. So this is the preparation of water. So in this method, pure hydrogen gas is passed through the anhydrous calcium chloride to absorb the water vapor. The pure hydrogen gas is passed through the anhydrous calcium chloride to absorb water vapor if present. So dry hydrogen come out of opening is burned with sufficient supply of air. The burnt hydrogen gas forms droplet of water when it comes in contact with the cold flask. The distilled water without any dissolved matter is obtained by this method. So what is the process? The pure hydrogen gas is passed through the calcium chloride to absorb the water vapor if they are present. So dry hydrogen comes out of opening is burned with sufficient supply of water. The burnt hydrogen gas forms a droplet of water, then comes out and collects with the cold flask. Okay, so the hydrogen is passed through the calcium and anhydrous calcium chloride is present in this vessel. So the hydrogen have, if any moisture, is absorbed. Then the dry hydrogen goes into the next container. So here the hydrogen goes, and here mixed with the oxygen, they burn both hydrogen and oxygen, converted into water vapor. That water vapor is collected in this flask. So then properties of water. Water has some important properties which are familiar to us. So what are the waters? These properties are unique to water. Some of the physical and chemical properties are explained here. So first one is physical property, nature. The pure water is clear and transparent liquid. Pure water is clear and transparent liquid. It is a colorless, odorless, tasteless. So water does not contain color and odor, smell, tasteless. So pure water is a clear and transparent liquid. It is colorless, odorless and tasteless. Then boiling point. Boiling point of water 100 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. Water can boil at 100 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. So this temperature, the water boils and changes into liquid into gas or steam. So the boiling point of the water increases with increasing the pressure. For example, when the pressure cooker is heated, the high pressure is built inside it. So high pressure increases the boiling point of water. So water remains in the liquid at a high temperature is greater than 100 degrees Celsius in the cooker. So the cooker, so this cooks the food faster. So then freezing point. So water freezes 0 degrees Celsius and converted into ice. The freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius So freezing point of water is decreases with increasing the pressure. Freezing point is decreases with increasing pressure. Then density. When ice cubes are put in a glass, when ice cubes are put in a glass of water at room temperature, they float on the surface of water. This is because it is lighter than water. So it means the density of ice is lower than that of the water. When the winter temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius, the water in the lake will start freeze. So the frozen ice will float on the top and cover the lakes. Since the ice is a bad conductor of heat, it does not allow the heat to pass through it. So the water below the ice remaining in the liquid form. So where most of the aquatic life lives, this enables the aquatic animal and the plant to survive even in extreme cold condition. So density of water is different temperature is given in the tabular column. So density of the water is different temperature. 0 degree Celsius, density is 9.1 in ice. So gram per cc. For 0 degree Celsius in water, 0.9 g per cc. The density of water in 4 degree Celsius is 1 gram per cc. So above 4 degree Celsius, the density will be greater than 1 gram per cc. So 1 cc is equal to 1 centimeter cube or equal to 1 ml. 1 cc means 1 ml. Cubic per centimeter. Cc means cubic per centimeter. So when the scatters move on ice, they exert pressure on it. This pressure is lower the freezing point. As a result, the ice melt underneath the scatters and allow the scatters to glide across the ice with a little effort. So when the scatters moves forward, pressure is decreases and the water refreezes to ice again. So when the scatters moves on ice, they exert a pressure on it. So this pressure lowers the freezing point. So ice melt underneath the scatters. So allow the scatters to glide across the ice with a little effort. So when the scatters moves forward, the pressure decreases again, the water refreezes and ice again. Then anomalous expansion of water. For the same mass of the ice and the water and the same mass of ice and water the volume of ice is more than that of the water. It is unusual physical property of water. For the same mass of ice and of water, the volume of ice is more than that of the water. It is unusual physical property. Volume is more. The volume of ice is more than water. It is an unusual physical property of water. So Himalayas, the temperature can go down even below 0 degrees Celsius. The water in the water pipes will freeze at this temperature to ice. If the pipes are not strong, they can crack and develop the leak or even burst. This is because of freezing of water will cause the expansion in the volume. Is the unusual property of water and ice. Then latent heat of fusion of ice. Take some ice cubes in a beaker and place thermometer in it. Now heat the beaker. Thermometer will not register any rise in the temperature till all the ice melt. So the question rises, where does the heat energy go? If there is no rise in temperature, the heat energy is utilized in the changing the state of ice from solid to liquid. So the amount of heat energy is required by ice to change into water. It is called latent heat of fusion of ice. So what is the latent heat of ice? The amount of heat energy is required by ice to change into water. That is called latent heat of fusion of ice. The amount of heat energy is required by ice to change liquid or water. That is called latent heat of fusion of ice. So ice has the highest latent heat of fusion, that is 80 calories per gram or 336 joules per gram. Then latent heat of vaporization of water. So when water attains the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, they start changing the state liquid to gaseous state. However, the temperature of water does not rise above 100 degrees Celsius. It is because the supplies heat energy only change the state of boiling of water. So heat energy is stored in steam. They are commonly called as latent heat of vaporization of steam. So what is latent heat of vaporization of water? They change when they attain the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, it start changing the state from liquid to gaseous state. However, the temperature water does not rise above 100 degrees Celsius because supplied heat energy only change the state of boiling water. This heat energy is stored in steam and commonly they are called latent heat of vaporization of steam. So steam has the highest latent heat vaporization and the value is 540 calories per gram or 2268 joule per gram. Then specific heat capacity, the amount of heat that is needed to rise the temperature. So the specific heat capacity of water is very high. Specific heat capacity of water is very high. 1 gram of water required 1 calories of heat rise to its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. So due to its high specific heat capacity, water takes time to become hot as well as to cool down. So water can absorb a lot of heat and retain for a long time. This property of water is used to cool engine. So water is circulated around the car engine using the radiator pump. So it is heat absorbed. Heat is absorbed. Thus the engine is protected from the getting too hot. So water is used as a coolant. The freshness of fish and meat can be maintained by placing them in contact with ice. So with this longer latent heat, so ice is able to absorb the larger quantity of heat from the fish as it melts. So the food can be kept at low temperature for extending the period of time. Thank you, students.